Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lilly Sketchpad, brought to you by Force One Studios. I am your wonderful host, Tom Lilly. Anyway, let's get rolling, shall we? I just wanted to go over some real quick things with all my wonderful people out here. All my wonderful peeps, forgive me. I have a lot to go over. I'm making this video real quick because, well, I found myself in a position where I did not have my 3 videos prepared for my next posting. As I said, I was going to post my videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Fridays, I made that one last minute. Well, I'm unfortunately doing the same thing here again. All I can claim is tight schedule. I've been really busy, and again, I do apologize, folks. I am trying to get on the ball. As I said before, there's issues that I'm dealing with, both personal and professional. Not really professional issues, just time management. I have a job, just over broke. It's like I call it job. I learned that phrase from Prime America, but I was not a part of. People were trying to get me drafted it, or trying to draft me into it, or bring me into that fold, and I never got really into it. Sorry for those of you who are a part of Prime America. Just was not my thing. Anyway, let's get going here. So what we're going to be doing today is, first, I want to show you guys a really cool piece here, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this over. Give me one moment. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to my next little item here. I did this really wonderful, cool thing, and we're going to transition the screen. Boom! Yeah, there we go. All right, you guys see that? You like that? Huh? Tell me. Do you like it? It was fun for me to draw this. This was my Batman piece. If you guys are on my Instagram and on my Facebook, you have seen this in wood burning form. This is the original design. I did this as a piece. My wife wanted to do a special placard for my son for his graduation. My middle son, he graduated high school and Votech this year. We are so proud. Thank you, world. Matthew, you made us very proud. I love that boy. I do. He's a pain in my butt sometimes, but I do love him. Anyway, this is the Batman piece we did for him. I used the Arkham Knight piece, the Arkham Knight bat symbol, because that is his favorite Batman. But this was the illustration that I did. Now here comes the big wham boom. Watch this. Boom! Oh, doesn't that look sweet and wood burned? Really pleased with the way this came out. This was again, this was done by my wife. My wife did the wood burning. You see that she does a wonderful thing with the text on there. Congratulations, Matthew 2019. There's that wonderful piece. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Nice wood burn on that bad mammy jammy. And I'm sitting over here trying to talk to you guys while I'm looking at the screen myself, because I wanted to see how it looks on the screen. It looks even better on the screen, but it looks awesome in person too. I mean, it's an incredible piece. He flipped out over it. I really enjoyed drawing it, and Diane, my wife, owner of Dye Studio Designs, really enjoyed doing this piece. She was it was something different from her nature inspired themes. By the way, if you guys are interested, you are looking for home decor, you can find her stuff on DyeStudioDesigns.com. DyeStudioDesigns.com. No www, just DyeStudioDesigns.com. Dye Studio Designs, not studios. Studio Designs. Dye Studio Designs. Stuff that she designs in the studio. She does nature-inspired themes. Candle holders, table stuff, decorations, interior design. Her specialty is interior design. But anyway, she also does these wonderful wall hangings for these wood placard wall hangers, wood burning. She does a lot of Celtic knot. If you ever get a chance, look her up also on Facebook. You can find her under Diane M. Lilly. She also has a page, Dye's Studio Designs webpage, or not webpage, Facebook page, and on there she has links to all the stuff that she sells, and it's beautiful work. Really should check it out. But this was the finished piece, and really got a kick out of it. Matthew, my son, loves it, absolutely loves it. Had to go ask him if I could borrow it, and he was like, he looked at me skeptically because he worried something's going to happen to it, but he gave it up and let's go ahead and show you folks on this video this wonderful design. Yep, that is it. My man, Matthew graduated. We're so proud. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to go back to school again. Oh no, I want to go back to school. Oh, I gotta stop singing that. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Oops, so sorry. We're going to go ahead to the next segment. Give me one moment. My next segment and my favorite. I shouldn't say it's my favorite segment. My favorite segment is actually when I'm drawing. But anyway, here we go. Boom. Yes. Books to back, folks. Books to back. Come on, let's show some love, shall we? All right. Next we got on our Books to back segment, Elliot Doom's Kicker. Guys, come on, let's put it up, man. We have done awesome job for this guy so far. We're currently sitting at $30,000, just over $30,000. He is so pleased and so happy, but he's still got 5 days left and would make this even better, a better deal. In 5 days, if we could somehow manage to make that 40. Listen, I know I'm asking a lot here, folks, but if you can't spend, share. Share it with your friends. Share it with people. Spread the word. Spread the love. This movement has to continue. We got to keep it going. And the better they do, the better these creators do, the better product they produce. And the better product they produce, the more likely our movement of independent publishing continues. And it's a very important movement. It's bringing in, I don't know if you guys understand, this is bringing in new, fresh ideas. These large corporate guys are really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Marvel. I love DC Comics. But the reality of it is they're afraid to make a move that's going to piss off everybody. So they're unwilling to bring in new ideas. They're rehashing old ideas. That's what's really going on. And then the new ideas, the few new ideas that might interject into the system are so politically entwined that it's just not making for good read. I mean, that's from what I understand. I've tried reading a couple books and I've kind of fallen off of it. I mean, it's just like, well, listen. It's so about the politics anymore. It's not about the political agenda anymore. It's not about the story. Not about the story. We gotta have good story. Good versus bad. Good versus bad. Good stories. That's what we're about. Independent publishing. Fresh ideas. Fresh new looks. Bringing back or rehashing some of the old traditional stuff that we missed from the yesteryear. Even that's cool. I mean, retro is cool. But bringing up the same stale stuff, that's the problem. Okay? I'm not saying retro's not good. Retro is good as long as it's got some fresh element to it. Right? But if you're bringing up the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, or you're involving your own personal politics over and over and over and over and over again into your product, sometimes you tend to alienate other people. At least that's what I've been told. I mean, I used to fall. For a little bit. I'll be honest. I fell into that little bit of a program myself, where I started trying to fit in some of my own personal political ideologies into my stories, and went a little too far. It is okay to interject a little bit, but when you start going way too far to where it starts to affecting the story, and it becomes about an agenda and not about the story, that's when you have a problem. Okay, so anyway, we're moving on from that. Elliot Fernandez, as I said, Jerkmonger. This guy has got the book Doom Kicker, written by Doug TenNapel, illustrated by Elliot Fernandez, a up-and-coming, hot artist, one of my favorites. Good friend. I always talk to him all the time on his live chats. He's just got off of his YouTube ban, or not YouTube ban, what was he call it? YouTube strike, or he was out for a little bit. And again, he's still not sure what his YouTube strike was for, but he's finally off of that, and he's making movement, making headway. He's on Twitch. If you want to follow him on Twitch, he's also on DLive. He is also on Facebook. He's done this new thing with what they call Restream. Just dipping my foot in the toe, so I'm not even going to try and rush into that because, wow, that's a lot. I haven't even got to do a live stream yet. I've done a couple live streams. Zero people showing up when I was doing the live stream. So I was like, you know what? I'm dipping my toes in the pool. I need to get a little bit more. Say crawl before you walk. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to crawl before it. And once I start crawling, maybe I'll start wobbling a little bit. And then one day I'll be full on walking, and then next thing I'll be running down like a little toddler. But anyway. One step at a time, folks. One step at a time. Okay, so we're going to move on from this little bad boy. Again, Elliot Fernandez. He's got 5 days left. He's currently sitting at $30,155, if I recall correctly. And I just checked that today. And let's see if we can get him to 40. Get this man somewhat of a payday, okay? Because he's got enough to pay himself, but he's got enough to pay the people that are helping him with his book, but not enough to help pay him. He's just starting to tip in the well where he's finally going to get paid for his project. Let's help this man get paid. $40,000. Can we do it? 5 days, $40,000. I hope so. For this man's sake, I hope so. I really appreciate his work, and I would like to see a whole lot more of it. Okay, next we have, oh yeah, main man, Brian Shearer. This man's only got 3 days left. He's currently sitting at 24.7K. 24.7K. Let's see if we can get him in 3 days. I would love to see in 3 days 30,000. Let's get him up to 30,000, folks. What do you say? Come on. I know we can do it. Let's keep this movement alive. Yes. 30K. Let's see if we can get this man to 30K. 3 days. Brian Shearer. His book is Gunship Thunder Punch. All these campaigns you can find on Indiegogo. Let's make it a move. Let's make it happen. I want to see it done. Brian Shearer. Gunship Thunder Punch. 3 days left. He's currently at 24.7K. There is absolutely no reason why we can't reach 30K. That's only 5 days to reach 30K. For those few that are following me, please like, share, follow. Let's make this up. And I mean, when I say share, I mean share their links to their site. Share it. Show it as many people as you can. Let's get this thing moving. All right. Next, we got up. Boom, boom, boom. Main man. Doug Teepublic. Almost the leader of this movement, I would almost say. The leader of this movement. He is, well, I would call him the leader of this movement because he is the biggest part of this movement. And he's the one who's got the loudest voice. God bless him. Doug Teepublic. His project, Earthworm Jim. Everybody knows Earthworm Jim video games, right? All right, well, he's making a graphic novel on the birth of Earthworm Jim. Guys, this book has got 19 days left, and he's currently sitting at $311,000. Wow. That's a big hooray for the movement, man. Independent publishing movement. Let's keep it going. Let's show some love. Let's make it move. If you cannot split with some cash to help him make this happen, then please, again, share. It's the most important. As Elliot was saying last night, or I was watching one of his one of his tweets. If you cannot help him with the financials, sharing is even more because it gets more people out, and it gets it in front of more people's faces. The more faces see it, the more people are willing to get involved. And also, the more people would be willing to buy the book. Okay? This is a very big help for everybody. Please share. Can't say it enough. Doug Teepublic, Earthworm Jim, launch of the cow, 19 days left. Get involved if you can. Get involved because you really, on all these projects, you really should get involved while you can, because you might not be able to get involved after. Well, Doug Teepublic, you're not going to be able to get involved afterwards. He might do a special offshoot, like he was talking about possibly doing a reprints of the original, but they'll never be as good as the original. All right, the reprints will never be as good as the original, and the originals are special editions, like he did with his like he did with his Bigfoot Bill, leather wrapped, embossed, all the wonderful little trimming stuff that goes with that book. And if you didn't get involved, you're not getting it unless somebody has to be selling on eBay. And then on eBay, if you're buying it on eBay, 9 times out of 10, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 100 times more than what you would have spent if you just involved yourself in the campaign. So don't lose out again on Doug to Naples Earthworm Jim. Big time, guys. Come on, 19 days left. He's sitting on 311K. Let's give a punch in the face to those who say nay and make it even bigger. Yes. All right. Next we have, oh yeah, I love this guy's artwork. I keep watching his Blacklist Universe, his auctions on Friday, and I still have found a piece that I don't like. I mean, I'm like, wow. Unfortunately, I'm not in a place where I can afford to buy where his artwork is bidding for. It's going for a lot of money, so you can only imagine why his book is doing so well. Independent movement. Again, this is Mike Miller's Lone Star, Soul of the Soldier. Guys, check it out on Indiegogo. Okay, Mike is currently sitting at currently sitting at 144,000. Actually, almost 145. He's like it looks like he's only like $60, so it's $59 away from 145,000. Let's see if we can make that 150. He's got 13 days left on his campaign. Wow. This sounds really awesome. I got somebody coming in the door. Hopefully he keeps quiet while I'm doing my campaign. But anyway, Mike Miller's Lone Star, Soul of the Soldier. 13 days left on his campaign. He is currently sitting at 144,941. As I said, let's see if we can make that bad boy 150, shall we? I believe we can. Let's make this independent movement flourish. Yes, next we have Von Klaus's Monster MD. 5 days, like Ellie Fernandez, 5 days left on his campaign, currently sitting at 22K. I personally think this could go to 30K. Open them wallets, folks. Open the bank accounts. Let's make it happen. If you don't have the funds to make it happen, please like, share, show this with your friends. Put it out in front of as many faces as you possibly can, because this is actually a very good looking book. The artwork that he has shown so far is really cool. I think it's going to be an awesome story. Check it out. Again, if you can, be a part of the campaign. If you can't, share it. Big movement. Let's move it. Let's make it happen. Come on, folks. Again, I would like to see this see this independent movement keep going, because I'm a part of the movement. Pretty soon I'm working on my own ideas, and I'm hoping that really soon I will be able to have my own product out there for you guys to see. All right, let's see, where are we going now? Boom. I guess we'll go ahead and make that happen, right? Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. How you guys like that one, huh? I like that character. Huh? You guys like that one? All right. So, I was working on this last night. I've actually been working on this a couple days. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to look. I guess I'll show you guys some of the illustrations. Originally, I was calling this guy Baphomaul or Baphomaul. I was just flipping around trying to figure out how I wanted to name the character. It was based off of sort of based off of Baphomet, and big controversy going on with him. I've heard about the Satan group was suing people over it, but the reality of it is, listen, guys, no offense, but you wouldn't even know about Baphomet if it wasn't for the Christian movement who put it in one of their books. Okay. So let's stop being followers, start being, original. Okay. So anyway, I do apologize for that if I peed off anybody. But the reality of it is what I did. I wanted to change it because I didn't want to use Baphomaul. I wanted to use it different. I wanted to, in my story, basically what Baphomaul Baphomaul is what I finally came out to decide to call him. Baphomaul is basically what Baphomaul in my story is what Baphomaul was based off of. It's basically what this guy is he's a forsaken who's done the ultimate sin for all of the condemned. And remember, I said the condemned come in three forms. There's the fallen. There's three. You got the three forms. You got the fallen, which not true. I gotta start speaking up better. Okay, so the condemned come in three forms. You got the fallen. It's the first. Okay, the first form is the fallen. The fallen basically are humans, or to say they're the condemned in human form. They just don't know that they're the condemned. They're living their life like anybody else, normal. Some of them succeed really well because they have really dominant personalities and make successes for themselves, but they die and then are reborn as another human being, and they just never know that they're one of the condemned until something happens and causes them to remember what they truly are. When that happens, it ignites a spark inside of them that turns them into the vampire. Okay, with the vampire, essentially what happens is that because the memory sparks this spark of the essence of what they truly are inside of them, it starts to consume the life force or the blood inside of their body, that life force. And unless they do something about it, they wither away and turn into a big dried up husk. All right, and that's in vampire. That's when they become vampires. That's how they have to drink blood in order to keep their body replenished, refreshed, okay, and keep themselves going. There's other attributes to it. They have a lot of the attributes of the other vampires, and not a whole lot of the weaknesses that of the traditional vampire that we heard about in the past. They don't have allergies to the sun. The sun doesn't affect them. They don't like bright light because they don't like the bright light and don't like coming out in the sun a whole lot because they usually work in the dark. They're because they're underground and they don't want people seeing what they're doing. They try to do a lot of their activities in the solace of the night. So that's why that's the reason why they flinch from the sun, because they're not used to seeing the sun. They're always working during the night, sleep during the day, work during the night. So anyway, then you have the last form of the condemned. The last form of the condemned, as I said, is the forsaken. The forsaken. What happens with the forsaken was a vampire who was killed. All right, when the vampire is killed, it releases that spirit. Now they become an evil, free-roaming spirit. Now in the spirit form, they are not really powerless. They have very little power. They might be able to make small objects move. They might be able to make a room shake a little bit, depending on the strength of each of the individual forsaken. But they really can't affect our current, our reality, our world. They see it, they move around in it, but they're not able to affect it a whole lot, and it pisses them off and makes them angry. Well, what they can do, however, is they can possess another person. And when they possess another person, then they're able to affect real change. They're able to manipulate things, able to move objects, able to do stuff. But the problem is once they possess somebody, that person that they possess starts to die. And it starts to physically change. Just like you see in all movies and stories where their eyes turn black and their face turns white and the lips turn chapped and they're spitting pea soup. You know where that's gone. Anyway, that's essentially a forsaken in my story. That's what the forsaken are. They're an evil demonic spirit possessing human. They were one of the condemned. Okay, and essentially in Baphomaul's state, what he did was committed the ultimate sin, and his ultimate sin was he went and possessed another one of the condemned. Okay, and possessing another one of the condemned, he essentially achieved something that none of the others really have. He achieved immortality. Basically, he really almost can't die. It's almost impossible for him to die. But he still rules from the dark. Because it is possible for him to die. It just takes a whole lot more than it would any of the other. Okay, but he looks to control everything. Okay, but he is evil. He is evil. He possesses all the traits of being evil, but he always does what is in his own best interest, good or evil. That's what he does. He's about himself. He doesn't care about anything else. It's got to benefit him. If it's a good act but it benefits him, he does it. If it's a bad, but most times it's a bad act. If it's a bad act to help him, even better. Okay, but he's not liked by his fellow condemned at all. And the other reason why they don't like him is because of his vast underground empire. He has an underground empire just like any of the other vampires out there, but his is super secret. So secret that he has his own operatives hidden within other condemns or other vampires organizations. These vampires run the world. Nobody really knows it. They run large segments of the world, and people don't really know it because they've managed to put themselves in positions of power around the world, and they really control things. But Baphomaul has people hidden within their organizations and manipulates their organizations to his own needs, and his fellow condemned hate him for it. Anyway, so this was the illustration that I did for that. To show you guys some of what I was messing around with. I was trying to figure out how I wanted Baphomaul to look. This was just some other illustrations that I did of them. I've posted some of these on my Instagram, I believe. I might not have, because I really wasn't happy with it. I felt it was too soft, too gentle, and I really didn't like it. But I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep it with the goat horns, but I wanted to make it more like a ram. All right, so that's what I was trying to go for with that, with a ram, with a ram's head and ram's face. And then eventually I went to this illustration right here. I was just messing around, toying around with it. I went to this, but then I started thinking about this. Looks too much like a picture of what do they call them? Oh my goodness, I forget the name. Hey, Matthew Christian, what was the name of Vinny? Yeah, Vinny Christian. What was the name of those monsters? Starts with a W. Not werewolves. No. One way we said this looked like a Wendigo. Oh my God, yeah. All right. I started realizing this looks too much like a Wendigo, and I was like, no, he's not a Wendigo. So I didn't decide not to go with that. So what I did was I went with this illustration. Now my problem with this illustration, and the reason why I stopped drawing on this one, and I'm going to rework it. Oh, by the way, here you go. This is my thumbnail sketch. And you'll see what I did wrong. Already right there. The foot is perpendicular or direct angle with the arm, which is a big no-no. Probably should have been more tilted like this, right? Should have gone with the foot more in this angle, right like that. A little bit more effective. Maybe even more like that, because who's leg can really bend like that besides my son? And the ironic part is guess who I used as a reference, took a photo of? My oldest son, Christian. The guy is super skinny. He's almost my height. I'm 6 foot, right? He's almost my height. He's 5'11", 5'11 and a half, and he only weighs 110 pounds. But his joints and his arms his joints are super hyper flexible. And of course, when I took a picture of him sitting, because I wanted to use a skinny person's reference, because I can always add muscle. When somebody's bigger, it's kind of hard to image with a big guy, a chunky guy, image them smaller. But it's easier to take a smaller person and image them bigger, add muscle on. So anyway, I took a picture of him at a certain angle, and had his leg crossed, and of course, his foot was hanging down like that, and I forgot that he had hyper flexible joints, and I really wasn't thinking of it at the time, and what ended up happening was this all fell into the same swooping feature, and that's what ended up happening with this. Boom. Looks the same. It's just a ridiculous moment. To me, it looks like when I finally looked at it after I did all this drawing, I was like, oh my god, it looks like his foot is broken. His leg is broken and his foot hanging down in the wrong way. So I am, rather than erase this, I'm just going to redraw it because I'm really not, you know, I like the face. The face is really cool, but I'm not really digging on the whole vibe here. I should have had this leg at a more of an angle like this. You know what I mean? His foot at an angle like that. Or even, I could have even done it where his foot was like at an angle like this, even more. You know what I mean? But hey, that's a great thing about artwork. You can always just redraw, right? Just don't keep redrawing too much. Don't keep messing up all the time, because then if you keep messing up all the time, you never make progress. All right, so let's begin going back over all this wonderful stuff again. All right. Pull out my piece of paper. My illustration Bristol board. Yeah. Uh-oh. Looks like I gotta cut up some more Bristol board, folks. I got the plastic. I ran out of Bristol board. Well, I didn't run out of Bristol board. I got plenty of Bristol board. I just don't have it cut to the right size. So, and I don't like using my, when I'm drawing this stuff, I don't always like using my, I have this with the blue line paperwork, the blue line paper. I don't always like using that because I like trying to save that for comic book pages. That stuff is expensive. So anyway, I'm trying to think, should I use a regular pencil or should I go ahead and just draw this on here? All right. I'm going to draw it on here using my sons are over there laughing at me. Now, there's something else I was considering doing with this guy. Is instead of doing this kind of nose, doing that kind of nose, where it looks like more like a skull. Because that's the other thing about Baphomaul. The reason why Baphomaul looks the way he does is ultimately he did suffer from one fate that all of the condemned or all of the Forsaken suffer from. When a Forsaken is possesses the human body, when the Forsaken possesses the human body, their evil, that, you know, their evilness infests or warps, distorts that body, so they don't look eventually they won't look human anymore because that person's body is being changed and warped. Well, over years of him possessing this human for so long, and this human forms for so long, and this human form is now warped to the point where it's got horns. He has a skullish look to his face a little bit. His face is a little bit more pronounced, like the brows have protruded. His cheekbones have come out, and he has a goatee type feature going around his mouth to deflect from the fact that his mouth has been warped to a bit, to some effect. But I was thinking about just going ahead and making that so that his nose doesn't completely exist either. So basically he still has a nose, but it's going to be, looks like a skull nose. Anyway. Yeah, boy. I don't want him looking like a Red Skull either, so I gotta make sure I make that horn and the goatee part look really come really out, because I'm not going for a rip off of someone else's idea here. I'm going for my own gusto. And it's because he is got these horns. Of course, his top half of his skull is going to have to be bigger than normal. A lot bigger. Because he's got to have something to hold that big monster rack on his head, right? And I'm not going for a lot of detail here. Just got to kind of remind myself that, because you don't want to start with a lot of detail up front. And I'm gonna have to remind my kids they have to keep that volume down, because I don't want a copyright strike for having something showing up on my YouTube video that's not supposed to be on there. You hear me? So. Baphomaul. He's just one of the many baddies you're gonna see in the storyline. Now he's he's going to be in the first book, but you're not really going to see his presence. Not like in the other books. He's kind of like a hidden shadowy figure that nobody knows is there, because he's, you know, even the condemned don't want him around. They view him as somewhat of a pariah on their own desires and wants, and how they want things to run, and he doesn't really care. It's like, this is the way I want it, and you're in my way. I'm going to get you out of my way, or I'm going to cripple your organization to make it go my way, because that's what I want. That's what he's like. I'm trying to keep everything very, very loose, because I do not want to goodness. Wow, I ate some chili. My wife made some wonderful chili. But I am not going to lie, this stuff's making me repeat like a howitzer right now. But I'm trying not to burp into the... burp into the mic. I do apologize if you guys are hearing me. Let's keep this... $340 something. 1 second. Just sorry, I was just checking to see how much time I have left, because I'm trying to keep these videos down to an hour. Also, trying to get myself used to the idea that I don't need to have a finished piece by the end of the video. I mean, it would be nice, but let's be for real. If I would be sacrificing a lot of quality if I tried to finish a piece before the end of a video. I was kind of hoping I would have a almost finished piece so I could finish it while doing a video, and that's what the Baphomaul Baphomaul. That was what the Baphomaul was supposed to be. Baphomaul was supposed to be, but when I woke up this morning and took a look at it, well, actually, before I went to bed and I took a look at it, I was like, oh my goodness, I messed up on that leg. Not really happy with it, so I trash that idea. Just trying to get an idea for the body here. Now, he is going to be somewhat of a big guy. So and again, I don't want him massive either. I mean, he's not supposed to be huge. He's a big guy. He's not huge. He's not gonna, I don't want him being a giant. And that's the key with a lot of this. Just because somebody is bigger doesn't necessarily always make them more powerful, right? I mean, size does denote power in a lot of comic books, but I also, in a lot of the stories, but I also want it to be, the key with a lot of these guys is they're deceptive. Their power comes in their deception, kind of like how evil really works. Power comes from the way they're able to deceive people into believing that they don't exist, that they're not real, that it's all fake. It's kind of where my story goes. This is an evil that exists, but they don't want people to know they exist. So they manipulate things in the world to make it look like that everything they are is fiction. Even influencing books and literature and the media to make it seem like, in movies, to make it seem like that that their existence is just a fake make-believe. good storytelling. That way they can continue what they want to do without interference. And nobody really knows what their true goal is. Well, in my story, you will find out what their true goal is eventually. For many of them. Not all of them, but for many of them, what their true goal is. You'll find out eventually what that is. But that comes in many books down the road. Not many books. I shouldn't say many books. It comes a few books down the road. There's an end game to their madness. There we go. He's got a handkerchief hanging out of his pocket. That was what I forgot to put on the other one. I swore when I redid this one I was going to put the handkerchief in there because I should have put that in there the first time. While he is evil, he is a gentleman. That's the thing. He like portrays a role of a gentleman, of not a gentleman, of highbrow. Even though he's underworld, he dresses in fancy 2-3-piece suits. He has lots of wealth, lots of money, lots of power. All of it hidden because he doesn't want the world to know he exists, and he doesn't want his fellow condemned to know where he's at, where he's working, or what his angle is. Because to him, that would mean giving up some of his power, and he doesn't like that. He's all about the power, the ability to do what he wants, how he wants, without interference. There we go. So put that foot a little bit more of an angle. I wish I could get this camera far away, but I got my boom arm extended all the way out as far as I can. Big pictures like this, it kind of makes it hard. But this is drawn, by the way, on a 11 by 17 piece of Bristol board. I kind of did that on purpose with the little thumb, with the little finger a little bit. He's kind of sitting there messing around with his fingers, but it kind of makes it look like he's sticking his middle finger up without actually sticking his middle finger up. I gotta admit, I kind of did that a little bit on purpose there. I was looking for a mess around thing, little hidden thing in there, kind of like him telling the world, "Screw you. Don't tell me how to do my thing, and I won't tell you how to do yours." I was thinking about putting a little actually, you know what? I'll probably go with this. Go with the pentagram. I'm gonna go with the upside down cross. It's kind of been done a lot. Maybe I shouldn't even do that. I don't know. I'll look up a symbol. I want to make his wristicuffs. I want to make it like a symbol. Like an Antichrist type symbol thing going on there. You know what I mean? Because he is supposed to be one of the baddies in this story. Not the traditional bad guy that everybody thinks about. I'm actually kind of like the... I don't want to say anti-hero, because he's not a hero by any stretch of the imagination. Because he doesn't even do anything. He does it for his own agenda. He is a bad guy. He'll come right and tell you, "I'm bad. I'm not a good guy." And his hatred of God is like serious, because you gotta remember something. These are creatures that were condemned by God for whatever reason, and they won't even tell you what the reason is, many of them. And in my story, essentially, each religion or each faith, each of the children of the God, or I should say the children of Abraham. I say Abraham because of my character, because one of my characters' name is Abraham. But the children of each of the children of Abraham, which are the three religions that are based upon the God of Abraham. That would be Muslims, Christians, and Jews. Hebrew. They're the three faiths that this story wraps around the most, as it deals with them. But anyway, forget where I was. It's not easy drawing while you're talking. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like, wow, I lost track of my topic of conversation already. Don't like where that's going either. Doesn't have to. I guess I'm not gonna have to show a little piece of it. There we go. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, right? And this is just me roughing in, so I mean, I'm just really keeping a spot, trying to keep it rough. You all get the full scope of what's going on here. There we go. Play away. Everybody says I always draw my characters being really muscular, and there's a reason why this one though is going to be really muscular, because this he's working degenerate. Not that all big guys are working degenerate, but I want him to be the big bad of even the big bad. I'm just gonna have this chair coming around here. I may actually just make this a little armrest chair. I like that. I like that. Like I have my kitchen table on my dining room table. It's just like chair come down there like so. Oh, I start whistling these songs, start singing these songs. I gotta watch myself because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm terrified, to be honest with you. I mean, after I found out from Elliot what happened with his and his copyright strike thing going on, I'm terrified I'm going to accidentally do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing, and end up with a copyright strike. It's like, no. I'm trying to keep my content all original as much as I possibly can. I'll interject a couple small things here and there that are, should fall under fair use. But apparently even that in certain countries is starting to fall victimized to over-governing. Apparently I'm hearing there are countries out there who are trying to eliminate fair use. Doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Actually, you know who would know a lot about that because he heard him talk about it a lot? My son Christian. Christian, you want to come on over in the video? I want to talk to you more, because I'm trying to talk about this stupid thing with what you were talking about before, with fair use and what some countries are trying to do now with the ban. He's like, why? Why do I want to get on your video? All right. Where is my? Used to be a thing over there. Oh, here it is. Excuse me, folks. He got to put his t-shirt on because he took his t-shirt off. Yo, watch your language. Watch your language. Watch your language. Keep it down to a PG, please. Hold on a second. All right, so I'm gonna switch this to. Once again, folks, forgive me. I do have the 3 names on there, but my this is just my son Christian's gonna be on this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch this layout over to. Oop, not that one. That's a slideshow. There we go. Oh, look at that! That shows much more of the image. How come that doesn't, the other one doesn't? I think I was cutting. Has to be something I've done. I don't know what I did. There we go. Hold on a second. You ready? Plow. There we go. This is my oldest son, Christian Lilly, and he was one who was recently telling me about some of these countries are trying to do now with was it oh, I'm sorry, you can't hear Christian because his mic has been muted. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one. There we are.
Okay, so he was one who's telling me about what some countries are starting to do. Are trying to pass laws now to eliminate fair use.
Oh yeah, it's particularly common in the European Union.
So I mean, like if I'm drawing Batman or I'm drawing some character.
Oh yeah, unless you get explicit permission to the rights, you can't put anything up, and even then you gotta pay a fee, which goes against fair use, because the whole thing behind fair use is you can use the material, you can use copyrighted material, you just can't make a profit off of it.
Yeah.
And it has to be, creative, or it has to be critiquing it, or it has to be transformative in some kind of way. And they're just doing away with that entirely, not even for educational purposes. So if your teachers want to show you a random video in class, well, you're bum out of luck.
Then so I mean, but has YouTube given any ideas of how they're gonna? I mean, because fair use is still going to be legitimate here in this country.
Yeah, basically, they're just gonna have filters for certain countries and certain locations, but that's easily gotten around by the use of a VPN.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why are they trying to do the get rid of fair use then? I mean, if you can get around it.
It's a bunch of companies complaining to a bunch of diplomats that their stuff is being taken, and pirated. They're making a big scene about, what little piracy goes on the internet. And meanwhile, they've been shutting down legitimate cases of fair use, so a lot of people don't feel very sympathetic for them.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm all about copyright protection because obviously as a artist,
yeah,
I want my material copyrighted. And if somebody's using my material, I'd like to be paid for my material. I put the hard work and hard labor into that. But I mean, if somebody else is drawing my character, a version of my character, as long as they're not taking an image that I've drawn and reproducing it exactly in their style, or or in their reproducing an exact duplicate of my image and trying to sell it off as their own.
Yeah.
Then I have a problem with that. But if somebody's redrawing something in their own style, I mean, I guess for me it would be as long as everybody understands that that's my character, that's my design,
yeah,
that's my idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but why a lot of people are claiming that this whole thing is just, politicians being bought and paid for, is because there've been a lot of these companies are also guilty of unfairly striking YouTube videos, especially critique videos. Those especially, they don't like those.
They don't want somebody bad mouthing their product.
Yeah. Even though it's under fair use, and they'll strike it anyway because YouTube has a system that they can abuse.
So, I mean, but is there a way of fighting that?
Yeah, you can if they try to claim it, if they try to like strike it the first time, you can try and fight the claim.
Yeah.
But the thing is if you fight the claim the first time, they can reject it. If you fight it the second time, that's basically telling them to lawyer up.
Oh.
So, yeah. And it's kind of messed up because YouTube doesn't really review these claims on the side of the companies. They don't check to make sure the companies are using it properly. They only punish people who have supposedly abused it.
That's why my good friend Elliot was telling me if you try using your own product if you can. I mean, don't use other people's intellectual property if you can get away with it.
Exactly.
Which is, folks, is one of the reasons why I am trying to make my show about my book, about my characters. You know what I'm saying? I showed you that little Batman thing. That was for my son. My wife and I are considering, however, now we are considering, and I haven't gotten a chance to start doing it yet. We are considering doing a couple pieces using superheroes. I was thinking about a Batman, an Aquaman, and possibly a Superman, but I'm steering away from Superman only because there seems not Superman, even though he's one of my personal favorite superheroes. There's not a big demand for Superman right now. People really aren't digging Superman. So I was thinking maybe doing a Wolverine or some Marvel character, maybe the Incredible Hulk or Captain America or something like that, but doing a piece, an illustration piece for each of those characters, and my wife is going to wood burn it. What do you think of that, Christian?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
My wife will wood burn it, and we're going to probably sell them for around $100. You think people would pay for that for a piece like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be careful though, because you're using someone else's characters.
Yeah, it comes under that fair. But the thing with it is people draw these characters all the time and sell them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not drawing a design that's already been illustrated by them. I'm just drawing the character. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I know like Marvel in particular is really protective of their stuff because they're under Disney now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like draw Iron Man, you can't sell the drawing of Iron Man because the Iron Man belongs to them.
A lot of people out there doing it.
Oh yeah, all it takes is like, I've heard stories about this. All it takes is like one person phoning in telling Marvel about it, and all of a sudden the whole operation gets shut down.
No crap.
Yeah, this person was giving away T-shirts for free, right? And this one thrift store took the design that he had and started selling them, mass-producing the T-shirts. He asked them to stop several times. So what he did is he called Marvel up, and Marvel stepped in and shut him down.
You see, that's different. I'm not making a reproduction. I'm selling an original.
Yeah, so was this guy.
I'm not going to make. I'm not going to mass produce this wood burning. I'm going to illustrate it. Your mom's going to put it on a placard, and it's only going to be like 3 pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's going to wood burn this onto this placard, and it's only going to be 3 pieces. So if you don't get in on it, you're not going to see it again because it's,
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're going to be completely custom pieces.
But I've seen some really messed up cases of these companies getting away with going around fair use law. One case I saw, they didn't even have the rights to the property. Someone had made original music, right?
Yeah.
Original music on YouTube, and they made it surrounding this one YouTuber, And the YouTuber was perfectly fine with it. He often reacted to the stuff and laughed at it because it was comedic. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this third-party company came in, striked all the videos, claimed them, copyrighted them themselves, and took all the profit from it and took the guy's channel down. It was messed up.
Really? How did they get away with that?
I guess because they did. The creator didn't have a copyright on his material, so he didn't have a leg to fight it.
No way.
Even though he was the creator, he didn't have any copyrights on it, so some other company came in, copyrighted it, and threatened to sue the crap out of him.
And they took his channel. They were able to get his channel taken down.
Oh yeah, because that's all he did on the channel was make original music. So they claimed all of his music and took it down.
That's messed up.
Exactly. And they wonder why people aren't too sympathetic to them when they're complaining about piracy.
How are they? But I mean, why would they do that? I mean, was it making a lot of money or something?
They got a lot of views, yeah.
That teaches you a lesson, folks. If you got an original idea and you're putting it out there, copyright that crap.
Yep.
Because somebody out there will take advantage.
Or at least be able to prove that you're the original creator in some way.
Well,
that's why I say you should keep the original files for this stuff.
I keep all my original files. Everything I've drawn, everything I've written, everything I've drawn is all saved. What do you think of that?
Pretty cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
I think the head's a little too small though for a body.
Yeah, but
I like the original. I like the original better. This original sketch, again, I like that better. It's because it seems more proportional. I think I gotta redo this again. I'm an idiot. I drew the head. I don't know. You come over here and take a look at the original. Tell me what you think.
Well, if you're worried about proportions, you can just essentially lay another piece of paper down, trace over the part you like, and then redraw the part you don't.
Yeah. This is why working in digital medium helps.
Yeah. Because if you don't think something's proportional, you can just cut it out and enlarge it.
Exactly. I like the spikes coming up, Brad. It's just thought of that idea.
Yeah.
It's like he's sitting on this chair. He's kind of like hands folded.
Yeah.
He's supposed to. The reason why because I want to be.
Mom call. All kitties need to be fed.
All right. What time does it say down there on my channel?
It says 1 hour 15 minutes.
Ooh, I went 15 minutes past my finish up time. I'm sorry I got so interested in this conversation with my son. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this show. Again, this character is Baphomaul, and you will definitely be seeing more of him in my upcoming graphic novel. It's going to be a graphic novel series, Solomon's Temple. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you very much for joining me here on my show today. We will be doing more. Obviously, I'm going to try and get these videos out Monday. I'm post Monday, Wednesday, and on Friday. All right. Once again, thank y'all for joining. Y'all have a nice one now. Bye.